Today I'm giving you my long-term review of the Powerbeats Pro. 7.08 miles, 7 minutes, 6 seconds per mile on average for my tempo Tuesday run. Today's workout was a 3x2 mile at tempo, which for me is 6 minute, 30 second pace. I was able to hit all of them today on a challenging day. It seemed like I had a headwind on the out and on the back somehow. And on that last mile, I hit all the marks, all 5 of those 6 tempo miles, except for that 6th mile fell off the mark a little bit. That was closer to like 6:47 for that mile. Overall, a really great workout day for me. Pretty happy with it. I wish I could have hit it on that last mile. And maybe I would have if my Powerbeats Pro were working properly. Just kidding, it's not that important to my workout. I do like to have music for those tougher workouts though. And for today, I only had one earbud working. Now before I get deeper into what I think about these over the long term, let me go over some disclosures. The Powerbeats Pro were a product that I did purchase with my own money. I bought it like the moment you could pre-order them, and I got them pretty much right away when they released. I think this was back in May. So no one from Apple or Beats is paying me to make this video, to use them. I did not get them for free. Paid for them with my own money, and no one's gonna get a chance to preview this footage before it goes up on YouTube. Now with that disclosure out of the way, let's talk about what it's like to live with the Powerbeats Pro as a runner over the last several months, over the summer. So first off, the things that are great. The sound is fantastic. The fit is fantastic. No matter how sweaty I get, they don't move. I love having the ear loop on the Powerbeats Pro. It's exactly what I need. It's exactly what I've been wanting for such a long time, and that's why I was so excited to pre-order the moment that I could. Now, all that great stuff aside, here are some of the things that kind of like stick out to me as my kind of like pinch points and pain points, especially for a product that costs as much as the Powerbeats Pro costs. These are just things that shouldn't happen, problems I don't think that I should be having. And hopefully, maybe it's just me. Hopefully when you guys watch this, those of you who have the Powerbeats Pro will just be like, I don't have any of those problems. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I'd love to hear if that's the case for you, but here are the things that happen to me. 2 main problems that I have. One is sometimes I'll go to put in the Powerbeats Pro and one of the earbuds will be just completely dead. I can put them in the charging case. There's a very nice and satisfying like magnetic click when they go in there, but sometimes they're in there but not in there. They're not charging. So sometimes it looks like I get the LED indicator light that it's charging, and then I'll close the case, and then something happens to it as I'm closing it where it dislodges slightly from that magnetic charge connection, and then it doesn't charge. So for today's run, for example, I got ready in the morning, went out for my run, put in my earbuds, and only the one side works, and then the other side, well, it did work for a second, but then I got the power down notification letting me know that the left side was dead. And so that was frustrating because then I have 2 earbuds, only one of them's working. And it's not like it was because everything was out of charge. The right side was at 100% charge. The charge case, I charged it overnight on the charger, 100% charge. And the other problem is that sometimes what I do is I will intentionally leave the case open when I put the earbuds in, thinking that maybe these ear loops, when they're hitting the top lid, are dislodging that magnetic connection. But even then, sometimes, even though I put them in very gently, make sure it's charging, I'll check on my phone to make sure that the charging indicator light is on there on the phone. After like 30 seconds, it'll just stop charging, and I'm not sure why. What I wish, and one way they could solve that problem, is if the case had 2 lights, one for each earbud, so that you could tell that and verify that both earbuds are charging at the same time or even charging at all. With one indicator light, that doesn't really tell me very much. I guess the other thing I could do is I could just kind of babysit it with my phone a little bit more closely, and that's typically what I have to end up doing, which is not horrible, it's not onerous, and fortunately these charge extremely fast, but it's still just something I shouldn't have to do for a product that costs this much. It seems very un-Apple-like, very un-Beats-like, doesn't feel like a top-tier premium product when you're doing something like that. So something that I definitely find to be a problem. The other thing that I find to be a problem is that sometimes when I take them out of the case, they don't automatically turn on. Now they have sensors in them, so that way it knows when it's out of the case and it's in your ear. And it can even, in theory, differentiate between being out of the case and being out of the case and in your ears. But sometimes it doesn't work. So sometimes I'll put them both in and then I'll head out the door. I usually leave the case at home, so the big bulky case isn't usually an issue for me. So I'll head out the door and I'll put them in, and then I'll start on my Apple Watch or on my phone, my music, and then I'll only hear it coming out of one earbud. And it could be even when both earbuds are fully charged, sometimes the autoplay just doesn't turn on, and so it doesn't know to start playing music. Maybe only one side does, and that's fine. If that doesn't happen, that's fine. But the frustrating thing about it is I don't know that there's a way to like forcibly auto turn on something, if that makes sense. If the left one doesn't know that it's out of the Powerbeats Pro case and should be playing music, I wish I could just like really long press for a while to make it like just force turn on and then pair with the other side and then let me listen to music. But that doesn't happen. The only thing I could do, I thought, sometimes I put the two magnet sides together thinking maybe like the magnetic connection will mimic it coming out of the case and then kind of then trigger on the sensors or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what the reason for the failure is, but they're failing in that regard. And so the only solution, if one of the earbuds didn't auto turn on, is to go back to the case, put them back in the case, make sure that the magnetic connections line up just right, and then take them out of the case and like do that motion of taking them out of the case and putting them on your ears. So that's also a little bit frustrating. It's been something that makes these very annoying to live with, and makes me hesitant to buy if there's an update to these next year. I'm not sure that I would get them. I'm not sure that I would even get these at full price at this point because of those two main things. The only thing that keeps me recommending these things though is that the sound when they are working is really great and that the fit is really great, and there's nothing really quite like it if you are running in AirPods and they're slipping out because it's just so hot, humid, and you're sweaty from running or whatever your other activity is. You need an ear loop, and so either you're looking for one of those janky like slip-on silicone ear loop things for your AirPods, or you're going to be looking at these if you want to stay within kind of the Apple family of true wireless earbuds. I know that there's a lot of other earbuds out there in the market. I get invitations to review them a lot. I've reviewed a lot of them. The Powerbeats Pro are they're still pretty much my favorite in terms of working out. They're almost perfect. They're not perfect though. And so that's my thoughts on the long-term living with the Powerbeats Pro. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you know of any solutions to either of these two problems. I'd love to hear about them. Before I go for today, I do want to remind you guys about the charity runner for this week. This week it's Emily McCool, who's running the New York City Marathon in November and raising money for the Brain Injury Association of New York State. I was very happy to donate $70 to her fundraising efforts, and I'll post a link in the description in case you'd like to learn more. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video, and I will see you tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?